Only by the development of intuition can you know what is truth. Intuition is direct perception. It is the all-knowing pure comprehension of the soul. You have an inkling of the nature of intuition through those unexplained feelings called hunches. A hunch is undeveloped intuition, something you know without the medium of the senses or inference, some truth that comes of itself. You may be sitting quietly and for no reason you think of someone you haven't seen or had contact with for a long time, and then suddenly he arrives, or you hear from him. Now, how did you know? It was through a momentary flash of intuition. That kind of spontaneous intuition all of you have had at some time. Errors in judgment are a result of not having developed intuition. Most of you have had the feeling that you could be great and do great things, but because you have lacked intuitive power, that potential has, for the most part, remained dormant. To progress and to avoid the misery of mistakes, you have to find what is the truth in everything. This is possible only if you develop your intuition. That is the practical truth of the matter. That is why I am asking you to cultivate and use intuitive power in everything. In your relationships with others, in your business, in your married life, in every part of your life. Intuition is essential. By not developing the faculty of intuition, you make wrong decisions, pick up the wrong business associates, and get caught up in wrong personal relationships. Since the judgment of your mind is conditioned by the information fed to it by the senses, if your senses become deluded, you may think a person is wonderful without knowing what he truly is inside. You may think you have found your soulmate, so you enter into matrimony and then end up in the divorce court. But intuition will never make such a mistake. It will not look at the magnetic power of the eyes or at the attractive face or personality of a person, but will feel and perceive accurately in the heart what that person is really like. By the power of intuition, which I learned to develop from my guru, Sri Yukteswarji, I have never made a mistake about human nature. Intuition has been very helpful to me in that regard, but I do not try to see the wrong side of people. To help others, I give them unconditional love, even when I know they may misuse my trust. Many people lacking intuition put a lot of money into financial prospects that do not produce anything, and consequently they lose everything. I have been successful in every decision I have made through intuitive power. It never fails. As you develop, intuition comes as a certain feeling or a still voice. Because ladies are more receptive to feeling than are men, they usually have more intuition, except when they become emotional. Men are generally ruled more by reason than by feeling. But if they have fine intelligence balanced with feeling, that leads to intuition. The only way to know and to live in truth is to develop the power of intuition. Then you will see that life has a meaning, and that no matter what you are doing, the inner voice is guiding you. That voice has long been drowned in the mire of untrue thoughts. The surest way to liberate the expression of intuition is by meditation, early in the morning and before going to bed at night. As you keep your engagements for business and for everything else that you think of as important, so should you not forget your engagement with God. You may think you are too busy, but suppose God were too busy to give you life, you would drop in your tracks. To keep your daily appointment with God, you must reserve the time for Him. Meditate and pray deeply and wait for His response. If you repeatedly call on Him with ever deeper concentration, He will answer your prayer. A joy and peace will strike your heart. When that comes, you know that you are communing with God. If you make the effort, you shall contact that power. Give yourself that opportunity. You cannot succeed unless you try. If you spend your life in constant excitement, you will never know true happiness. Live simply and take life more easily. Happiness lies in giving yourself time to think and to introspect. Be alone once in a while and remain more in silence. If the radio is going all the time or other stimuli are constantly bombarding the senses, it truly affects the nerves and creates nervousness. And don't think so much about reforming others. Reform yourself first. The greatest field of victory is your own home. If you are an angel at home, you can be an angel everywhere. The sweetness of your voice, the peace of your behavior is needed in your own household more than anywhere else. Thank you for walking with us. Watch more videos and learn more.